chapter 9, Mother Yaśodā Binds Lord Kṛṣṇa, and verse number 20. Om Ajnanatirmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati
Yaśodā Binds Lord
Prabhupada
Kṛṣṇa and
निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारी ने जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Can I please request everyone to consciously mute your devices, please? Thank you. 10, 9, 20. Nemam virincho na bhavo na shirapi anga samshaya prasadam lebhire gopi yat tat prapa vimuktidat. Nemam virincho na bhavo na shirapi anga samshaya prasadam lebhire gopi yat tat prapa vimuktidat. Nemam virincho na bhavo na shirapi anga samshaya prasadam lebhire gopi yat tat prapa vimuktidat. Synonym, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Na, not, Imam, this exalted position, Virinchaha, Lord Brahma, na, nor, Bhavaha, Lord Shiva, na, nor, Srih, the goddess of fortune, Api, indeed, Anga Samshaya, although she is always the better half of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Prasadam, mercy, Lebhire, obtained. Gopi, Mother Yaśodā, Yat Tat, as that which, Prapa, obtained, Vimuktidat, from Krishna, who gives deliverance from this material world. Translation. Neither Lord Brahma, nor Lord Shiva, nor even the goddess of fortune, who is always the better half of the Supreme Lord, can obtain from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the deliverer from this material world, such mercy as received by Mother Yaśodā. This is a comparative study between Mother Yaśodā and other devotees of the Lord, as stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela 5.142. Ekale Ishvara Krishna Arasabha Bhattya. The only Supreme Master is Krishna, and all others are his servants. Krishna has the transcendental quality of Bhritya Vashyata. Krishna has the transcendental quality of Bhritya Vashyata, becoming subordinate to his Bhritya or servant. Now, although everyone is Bhritya, and although Krishna has the quality of becoming subordinate to his Bhritya, the position of Mother Yaśodā is the greatest. Lord Brahma is Bhritya, a servant of Krishna, and he is Adi Kavi, the original creator of this universe. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye. Nonetheless, even he could not obtain such mercy as Mother Yaśodā. As for Lord Shiva, he is the topmost Vaishnava. Vaishnava Nam Yatha Shambho. What to speak of Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva? The goddess of fortune Lakshmi is the Lord's constant companion in service, since she always associates with his body. But even she could not get such mercy. Therefore, Maharaj Parikshit was surprised, thinking, what did Mother Yaśodā and Nanda Maharaj do in the previous lives by which they got such a great opportunity, the opportunity to be the affectionate father and mother of Krishna. In this verse, there are three negative pronouncements, na, na, na. When anything is uttered three times, do it, do it, do it. One should understand that this is meant to indicate great stress on a fact. Please hear this very carefully again. When anything is uttered three times, do it, do it, do it, one should understand that this is meant to indicate great stress on a fact. In this verse, we find na lebhire, na lebhire, na lebhire. Yet Mother Yaśodā is in the supermost exalted position, and thus Krishna has become completely subordinate to her. The word Vimuktidat is also significant. There are three different types of liberation, such as Sayujya, Salokya, Sarupya. There are different types of liberation, such as Sayujya, Salokya, Sarupya, Sastri, and Samapya. But Vimukti means special mukti. When after liberation one is situated on the platform of Prema Bhakti, one is said to have achieved Vimukti, special mukti. Therefore, the word Na is mentioned. That exalted platform of Prema is described by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Prema Pumartho Mahan. And Mother Yaśodā naturally acts in such an exalted position in loving affairs. She is therefore a Nitya Siddha devotee, an expansion of Krishna's Ladini potency, his potency to enjoy transcendental bliss through expansions who are special devotees, Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavitabhis. Such devotees are not sadhana siddha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Bhaktivedanta Purports ki jai. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. Prabhupada said, eloquence is truth spoken concisely. But in this purport and in this verse, truth cannot be spoken concisely. 23 minutes are quite less to give justice to this. So let's see what we can do. Maybe I might encroach upon tomorrow's speaker's opportunity to give this class. Let me see how we go with time. Please forgive me for taking this liberty, but this is a wonderful purport. 19, 20, and 21, these are the finale of this chapter, the first half of this Leela. Sukdev Goswami has completed reciting the half of this Leela where Krishna is bound. Mother Yaśodā binds Krishna. And then he glorifies the supremely exalted position of Mother Yaśodā. In these two verses we saw yesterday and today that the study of the positions of Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Lakshmi, even Lakshmi, who is the constant companion of Krishna or Vishnu, is there, but Mother Yaśodā is higher than them. And we'll see how why it is so. So as we know, in some places it is Diwali today. Damodar Leela actually happened today. So I'm very fortunate that I've been given this opportunity to glorify Krishna in his Damodar form. So Damodar Leela happened on this Diwali day, and we saw this sequence of events which are happening. The Mrad Bhakshan Leela, then Sukdev Parikshit Maharaj asking this question as to what is the position of Nanda and Yaśodā, and then the Brajvasi is going to Upananda's house to celebrate Diwali, and then Mother Yaśodā and Krishna, they are just alone in the entire Nanda Bhavan. So this entire sequence of events which is leading to the pastime of Mother Yaśodā binding Krishna is actually appearing in every day of Brahma. So, whichever day of Brahma the Lord descends, Sambhavami Yuge Yuge, Krishna, as we know, descends one day of Brahma. So, whichever day of Brahma Krishna descends, and that Leela happens. That, of course, the Leela happens on the Diwali day, where Lord Ram returned to Ayodhya. We had a very, very wonderful Diwali festival. Even though it rained, Govardhan Puja, it has to rain. So it rained actually quite profusely. But the spirits of the devotees was not dampened at all. It's described that the hearts of Vrajavasis are like fertile solid of spontaneous love. There's so much love there, it is like a fertile soil of spontaneous love. And what Krishna does is, with these pastimes, he's sowing this soil with the seeds of this wonderful Leela. There's so many wonderful Leelas he does. And this way, the fertile soil of the heart of the Vrajavasis is sowed with the seeds of these exceptional Leelas. In our case also, Krishna's Leela happened, the big rain happened. Of course, there were some adjustments to be made. but the organizers, the wonderful devotees who organized everything, you know, they just made sure that people who came afterwards, they were all got a very good experience. We got some experience, we got some feedback. Few devotees who came from the Dara temple also, they said, this is probably the best Diwali, if not in Australia, at least in Brisbane. So we offer our heartfelt gratitude to the organizers, Kishore Prabhu, Deven Prabhu, Balwant Prabhu, Ajay Prabhu, Dharmesh Prabhu, and Deepak Prabhu, of course, ably guided by Rasamandal Prabhu, Jamadagni Prabhu, and Gaur Prem Prabhu. So these devotees, they organized this festival for the first time, and anyone who came and saw the setup was just completely blown away. They're completely mesmerized. So thank you everyone for working hard. Again, yesterday, the devotees went there. Rasamandala was telling me that 10 devotees came and they helped in packing up, for 4 or 5 hours in the afternoon. And, then everything was finished, everything was kept in place so that everyone could get back to their, I won't say normal life, because normal life is devotional service, but they went back to their taking care of the families and all that. So my point was that yes, Saturday everyone worked hard, but did we also have that mood of service on Sunday, or did we want to do something different, so that we can get away from devotional service? Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that the sky of Srimad Bhagavatam and the devotional service is unlimited. And each of us, each devotee flies at a height according to our capacity. But when we hear and recite Srimad Bhagavatam every day, and we do services every day, then that enhances our capacity to fly higher and higher and higher. So coming back to this pastime, both Parikshit Maharaj and Sukdev Goswami. Sukdev Goswami has, he goes on to say that Krishna's childhood pastimes are so magnanimous, so wonderful, they're so great, that simply hearing about them, simply chanting them, vanquishes the contamination of the material world. So all the contaminations are gone. Parikshit Maharaj also, he actually says that, yes, I have heard these pastimes. These pastimes I've heard many, many times, but of course, sadhu, swadu, pade, pade. So, every time we hear, we are more and more interested. So Parikshit Maharaj is saying that he has heard this pastime from his mother Uttara, from his grandfathers Pandavas, and many, many times. But he wants to hear more and more and more. So in this Leela, now we see that Krishna is bound. Mother Yaśodā has bound Krishna, and then she has gone inside. And we can meditate now on the beautiful face of Krishna. Krishna is looking exceedingly beautiful. And our Acharya has described that 3 aspects we can focus on. First of all, as we know, Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajmanam, that the effulgence of his earring, which beautifies and which kisses his cheeks again and again, that is the aspect of beautifying Krishna's form. So we can meditate on the effulgence of the earring. Second is, Krishna has really worked hard to, of course, steal the butter, yogurt, and milk, and also running away from Mother Yaśodā. So this exertion of labor, Krishna is, as we can see, Muhur Shwasakam Pashu Trirekhanka Kantam. So this exertion of labor is there, so that also beautifies Krishna's lotus face, lotus form. And then when he's worked hard, the perspiration, the little perspiration, and the little rivulets formed from his false tears are also beautifying him. So we can meditate the earrings, the labor which is making his face more beautiful, and the perspiration and the false tears, the little rivers made out of that, is beautifying Krishna. So now Krishna is at a point where, okay, Mother Yaśodā has gone in. Sukdev Goswami here is glorifying Mother Yaśodā, comparing with Brahma, Shiva, Lakshmi, everyone, and then he says, yes, she is still the highest. Now, in the Leela, Krishna is thinking, okay, now I've got a little bit of time. Some of the cowherd boys, the Gopas, have come around, and Krishna is embarrassed because he's tied up. You don't want to get beaten up by your mom in front of your friends. You don't want to be bound up in front of your friends. So the boys are actually, saying, okay, enough, enough, enough. Let's divert Krishna's attention. So they're saying, Krishna, what about having some snack? Can we go to our homes and ask our mothers for some snack for you? Krishna says, hey, my boys, all your mothers are here with my mother. You go steal something, steal some snack and get something. And then one of the Gopas says, okay, I'll bring some yogurt. And the moment Krishna hears the word yogurt, his hunger increases because, it's like, the pastime has been going on for some time. His mother didn't feed him enough and he was running, he was being chased. A lot of effort has gone in. So when he hears the word yogurt, he becomes hungry again. And then the boys get some snack, yogurt, some sweets, everything. Krishna gets some strength. After having some snacks, Krishna is having some strength. And then Krishna says, okay, now what can I do? Because, these are boys. What can we do? And Krishna tries to pull the motor. And then the motor is, getting pulled. And because Krishna has got some strength, the motor is getting pulled. And, there's a little slope in Nanda Bhavan. And the courtyard, it goes down. And when he goes down, the pulling of motor becomes a little easier. And Krishna says, yes, this is another game. Pull the motor. Let me pull the motor. Now, motor is a bit confused. He says, Mother Yaśodā tied him to one place so that he can be in one place. And Krishna wants the motor to move here and there. What do I do? Motor thinks, how can I disobey my Maharani, my queen's, my Yaśoda's plan and spoil her hard-earned victory? She worked so hard to gain victory over Krishna. How can I spoil that victory? But then motor thinks, how can I also resist my Lord? Of course, then Krishna makes his job easier, the motor's job easier, because the motor says, I've got not much choice left. Krishna has discovered a new sport, he's intent on playing it, I cannot resist that. So let me just go by what Krishna wants to do. So Krishna and motor, they just go down, and Krishna drags the motor here and there. And in between, Krishna stops to catch a breath. So Krishna, in one moment he's stopping, and then he thinks actually, yes, Krishna, he thinks that by this Leela, I have made known three things. We repeated this in last Damodar Leela, I remember this. Krishna, he says, I have made known three things by this Leela. First one is, I am under the control of my devotees. Second one, he proves the supremely transcendental prominence of Mother Yaśodā, that Mother Yaśodā is the highest. And then he says the third is the power of spontaneous love for me. Now, of course, we don't have that spontaneous love. So what do we do? Here the verse, the purport says, the verse says that Brahma, Shiva and Lakshmi, their situation is not as great as Mother Yaśodā. Why? Because Krishna himself thinks, actually, Brahma, Shiva and Lakshmi, yes, they are my devotees. They are my devotees, but still they are aware of their hierarchical identity. The Brahma thinks, I am the creator. Shiva thinks, yes, I am the destroyer. Lakshmi thinks, yes, I am the consort of, of Vishnu. I'm the goddess of fortune. So their position they're still aware of. And they still think, in the hierarchy, I am the highest. The second reason Krishna gives is that, yes, they are my devotees, but besides that, they are aware of the hierarchical position. Second reason Krishna gives, that actually, if they understand their position, but they'll still think that we cannot take a superior position to Krishna. Here, Mother Yaśodā is taking the position of a mother which is superior to Krishna's position. Because Mother Yaśodā thinks, I have to protect Krishna. Not that Krishna has to protect me. I have to protect Krishna, and that's why she prays to Vishnu and Narayan and all the other, Devi Devatas. But Brahma, Shiva, and Mother Lakshmi will never think that I am superior to Krishna. And this makes Mother Yaśoda's position the highest. There is no trace at all of any divinity in the feeling of Mother Yaśoda towards Krishna. Whereas for Brahma, Shiva, and Mother and Lakshmi, there is this still trace of awe and reverence. In the third verse of damodarashtakam, Satyavata Muni says, no. Krishna says, all those who are, thinking of me in awe and reverence, no, there are people who are superior to them, people who want to love me intimately. So here Mother Yaśoda is loving them, loving Krishna in an intimate mood of Vatsalya. Now, for us, these days we see, okay, we don't have that, we are not in that position. And right now it's the time and day and discussion of AI, artificial intelligence. But for a devotee, AI means adjust and integrate. Adjust and integrate. So when we adjust and integrate, adjust our lives. Currently, our lives are, we have compartments, that this is my material life and this is my spiritual life. There is like what Rupa Goswami says in Nectar of Devotion, that he says it's a bhakti where our material life is there and we give a little time for spiritual life. But then we hear more and serve more. Serving also is very important, because we want to transform this information into realization. All what we are hearing, yes, is purifying our heart, definitely. But if we want to speed up the process, if we want to transform our information into realization, we have to integrate our spiritual life and material life. And when we do more and more and more service, a stage will come where the devotional service takes precedence to our material life. But still, that's not enough. We have to come to a stage where devotional service is everything, and then material life just takes care of itself. It doesn't really matter. Devotees, as we said, that they were working so hard. Don't you think that their jobs are taken care of? Don't you think that their families are taken care of? Everything is taken care of, but they are putting more and more and more effort. But then ultimately, even this bhakti has to come to a level where we are passionate about doing some things. We want to take leadership. We want to take initiative. We not only want to come to the temple just for our purification, but we want to take this and go out and give it to others. So this way, we can see that our current situation is transformed from casual bhakti to passionate bhakti. So we can see that we want to add more and more service. Now, if we don't add more physical service, it will be difficult for us to focus on Krishna, because we are surrounded completely by the material energies, by the material world. But physically, if we take up more and more services, then we can transform our current life into a much purified life. I want you to hear something. I've got a little clip of about 4 minutes, which I have shared with someone earlier. It's a little clip from a class given by His Holiness Hridayananda Maharaj. So I'm going to play that now. Please hear very carefully, and just someone can give me a thumbs up if you can hear it properly, and then we can continue with 4 minutes of that hearing. It's not that that is the ultimate conclusion. We have to apply, as I said. Each one of us are flying in the sky of Srimad Bhagavatam in devotional service according to our capacities. So let's understand our capacity. but try to go from comfort zone to stretch zone to stress zone, and then see what happens in our lives. I will play this, and then if there's any questions or comments, please let me know.
The deity form, and you don't worship the deity in the hearts of all living beings. In other words, where is Krishna? Oh, he's in the temple. I mean, of course he's in the temple, but every living body is a temple. Every living body is a temple. The deity, this deity, is in the heart of every living being. And we are practicing here so we can see this deity in the hearts of all living beings and in the hearts of other devotees. I mentioned this in reply to Ambarish because if we have temples that are simply puja-centric, I mean, obviously the deity is the deity. But when I say puja is, if I go and see the deities, that's my spiritual life. As opposed to, of course, I see the deities, taking that inspiration that I've seen God. I go to the temple and I see God face to face. And with that inspiration, I go out to save, to serve all living beings, to be Krishna's instrument to save them, because the deity I worship is in their hearts. Where this is an end in itself. If I come to see the deities, that's my spiritual life. That's called, well, the Bhagavatam says very strong things about that material platform. And so in a movement, if we have temples or lots of temples where it's kind of my religious life as I go and see the deities, and I don't lose sleep at night thinking how to save all living beings because the deity is in their heart. If that's not keeping me up at night, if I don't wake up every day and worry about that, then every community is totally self-centered. Because if we have temples, if we have communities where people are not losing sleep at night, not constantly discussing among themselves, worrying, acting, how do we save this planet? How do we establish this movement? How do we make Prabhupada's ISKCON a powerful, relevant spiritual force in America, in Europe? Then when someone comes around and asks you for money for some other deity, what's that got to do with me? We've got our deity. And it's not about saving the world, it's about spending more and more money on our deity. And so, to be frank, I think that's my analysis as a historian, as a sort of an irrepressible nuisance in the Hare Krishna movement. I think that because Prabhupada, despite our own obvious limitations, Prabhupada lifted the whole movement to the Madhyam platform. So that even if you were a cook or a pujari, you were cooking to feed Krishna's warriors. If you were a pujari, you were making, dressing the deities beautifully, pleasing the deities so they would smile, so that Prabhupada's preachers could come and be inspired and energized to go out again and try to save the world. Everything, Prabhupada said it. Our temples are like military bases from which we go out to throw the bombs of these books and all kinds of preaching. And that the deities have to be served beautifully because it's the deity who is inspiring and empowering the preaching. When the deity is pleased by our devotion, by our worship, then the deity enlightens us, empowers us to go out and carry out Lord Chaitanya's mission.
So this was a little clip from Hridayananda Maharaj's class. Next 2 years, we are thinking for 2026 and 27. In my mind, I've got this, that we should focus on our own people now. We have almost 200 people who are regularly coming. They are committed. They are core devotees. And we should spend more time on hearing and chanting together, maybe a little less time, a little low-key festivals, which, it won't really make an effect. But 2 years, if we have a target of 2026 and 2027, focusing on our own sadhana, the time we save from setting up these big festivals, but the condition is that we must spend those times, extra time which we get on our hearing, reading Prabhupada's books very seriously, chanting our rounds very seriously, discussing Krishna Katha. Even whenever we meet socially also, can we incorporate some sort of devotional service in that. So that is the mood we have. And after these 2 years, then the devotee community will be so strong. We will all be on the platform of a situation where our material life and spiritual life is completely integrated, and then we can understand, yes, I want to be a part of this Vraja Leela by my devotional service. One time, devotees asked Prabhupada, I'll conclude with this pastime, that Prabhupada, we are missing so many items in the temple when we go out to distribute books, when we go out on Harinam. Prabhupada said, when you go out distributing books and Harinam, you are actually taking part in the pastimes of Vrindavan. So by this, I am concluding my little talk. Please forgive me, I've gone overboard. Anyone who's got any comments, any reflections, please unmute and share.
Hare Krishna, Sakra Prabhu. Thank you for an amazing class, very inspiring. I just wanted to add one point which has been pondering on my mind as well. That yes, we can increase our physical service and all of that, but in everything we must also start taking care of our own health. With so much illness around, and physically we can see so many people struggling, I think it's important to take care of our own health as well, and do everything with intelligence as per our capacity and stamina. That's all I wanted to add.
Yes, Prabhupada used to say, and Kadam Karmaj also uses this analogy of juggling different balls. So, when we're juggling different balls, some balls are in the air, some balls are in your hands, and these balls are health, sadhana, seva, care of devotees. So, based on which situation we have, yes, if our health is not very good, we have to take care, and I'm the person who always, puts brakes on different things. So in one way, yes, we have to go out, but also the same way we have to use our individual and collective intelligence. And that's why devotee association is very important, where we can discuss these things. Okay, I stand here, where do I go from here? Thank you for bringing this point very nicely, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Anyone else? Have I made anyone uncomfortable? Please forgive me. Okay, Granth Raj srimadbhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. May you all have a very wonderful devotional Diwali, and Krishna willing, we'll see you tomorrow morning at 6:30. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Prabhu, thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Happy Diwali to everyone.